Okay, y'all. Yep, it's uploading right now. I got the video of me, my thoughts. When I'm thinking of them, I got to get them on a video, or I've got to be able to write this stuff down. Considering that I'm behind the wheel of a vehicle 99.9% of the time, and the only time that I have to actually write stuff down is at home, and I journaled so damn much for 15 months that now I just copy and paste stuff. So yeah, I ran across a video this morning. It woke me up, actually. I woke up and I'm like, who the fuck is that talking? And I was like, and he said something that, who is this dude? And I started poking around on his profile and I was like, huh, I like the way he thinks. So here's the skinny. The one thing that the raw food diet and the carnivore keto diet agree on is processed food is the devil and grains are nothing but sugar. On the metabolic perspective for the keto carnivore, I think it is a brilliant uprising, especially for the morbidly obese, especially for that category of people. It's satiating and it's an effortless weight loss. Now, after they lose the weight and they want to go, they're thinking, you know what, I got this weight off and got my life back, and they want to steadily evolve after they get their health and everything in check toward that type of diet, the raw food or a vegan type of lifestyle. I think to each his own. I don't have an opinion either way, because we are so genetically diverse. Everybody is genetically diverse. It's like, for example, you have ethnics that have a very darker skin tone. They have more melanin in their skin, which means when they go outside, they don't absorb as much vitamin D as the lighter skin tone humans do, which consequently puts them in a risk category for, like sickle cell anemia and things like that. They're different ethnicities equals genetic diversity, and yes, we all have the same organs and we all bleed red, but the chromosome and the genetic makeup is individualized. There is a lot of people in this world who can eat anything and somehow manage to not get cancer and not, die of some strange, weird disease. They can eat all the chemicals and they have this amazing capability genetically to fight that crap off, and it phases them not one iota. And that's what the standard American diet is based upon. Someone who is generically immune to the chemicals and the concoctions and is metabolically fit. Consequently, when you canonize something like that into a sociological norm, you are affecting everybody who is not metabolically fit, who is not genetically perfect, who have to adapt different lifestyles, dietary needs, elimination diets like carnivore. They, like Dr. Barry, that's all he eats is meat. He might cheat once a year, eat something as a treat. But you got people that are like Mikhaila Peterson who cannot cheat. Metabolically, with all of the different genetic mutations that this poor girl has, she cannot waver from a ruminant lion diet. Ruminant meats. It's called a lion diet. She cannot. Metabolically, she has autoimmune conditions that are grossly affected by the lectins in plants. She can't. She's not going to die tomorrow because of the way she eats, which makes the point. Government needs to get their hands out of everybody's Kool-Aid when it comes to dietary advice. And if you're going to try to make it everybody's Kool-Aid and get the doctors, criticizing, doctors who have zero nutritional education. It's like a pamphlet and it's maybe a week-long course embedded maybe 3 days out of the semester that they have to attend. And like Dr. Barry says, it's basically nutrition for somebody who is literally like an unconscious in a hospital, and you're doing the minimums to make sure that they stay alive under direct supervision type of thing. I don't feel that the government should have any say whatsoever in any kind of purview and putting any sort of God complex of what is right or wrong, yes or no, into a food and drug structure. Because there's a lot of pharmaceuticals that I cannot take. And there's a lot of foods that other people cannot eat. They're allergic to shellfish. They're allergic to fucking plants. Their bodies are sensitive to certain things. I'm allergic to penicillin. Everybody is different. Every diet has its pros and cons. Now, me on a raw food diet, I would get bored. 2, unless I watch that woman and follow her every move, the video that I watched earlier, and the guy that actually it's on his channel, what Kara eats in a day, and what he eats in a day. Now they're two completely different. He doesn't do sugar. She does a little bit here and there. She's very active. He's not. He's active in his own right. But his job and whatnot is not nearly as moving. This woman's moving. She's constantly on the run. So they don't technically eat together, but she cooks for him. She prepares his food for him. They're fascinating. I just fell in love with these two. I was just like, they're so sweet. I love them. But they are completely raw food. Right? And I am a ketovore who cheats because I get bored. But I understand the biological and the nutritional aspects of the entire thing. And the one thing that was just like, eureka. We found a positive playing field. Raw food and ketovores and carnivores, they agree. Processed food and Wheat product are the devil. And nobody should be consuming them. Period. Period. Both diets are compounded on a nutritional basis. Raw food, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not sure if there's a generic necessity other than the fact that you feel healthier when you practice that kind of lifestyle and dietary intake, as opposed to a keto and the carnivore who they do that to fix the damage that the standard American diet has done. And you've got people out there who are now raising their children in this aspect, like Dr. Barry and Nisha. They're raising their children. The kid was like literally sucking on a piece of bacon at 2 years old. Not a piece of watermelon, not, not peaches, not fruit, shit like that. Bacon. My dad was kind of the same way. He was, I think he could have very well been quite adaptive to a carnivore diet. If my mother had known then what she knows now, she would have let him. And I think he would have lost his affinity for bread. Because the reason he passed away of a heart attack was primarily because it was a sugar-based diet. Sugar in his coffee, margarine, bread and butter. He put margarine on oatmeal. That's his thing. He was also a peanut butter and onion sandwich lover. Yeah. I can't remember the show, but yeah, that little Fred Savage, yeah, he likes them. It's a thing. It's a rare thing, but it's a thing. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap, my dad does that. I didn't know anybody else did that in the world. No, there's one other. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's body is genetically diverse. All ethnics are genetically diverse. Everybody within one genetic or ethnic field is not going to be just like the next person in that ethnic field or ethnic, group. But the consensus is this. The most extremes. Raw food or carnivore. Raw food as far as vegan. Vegan raw food. And carnivore. They meet in the middle on one particular topic. Processed food and wheat products are the devil. Enough fucking said. I would love to hear a dialogue, a very peaceful dialogue between a carnivore and a raw food, and let them share their knowledge without the arrogance, because I know that I wouldn't be able to do a vegetarian diet. My hypoglycemia requires an insane amount of protein that I don't think a raw food construction would provide without feeling like I'm starving. Oh, they also agree on intermittent fasting. That was the best part. Yes. The couple that I was watching earlier today. Yeah, they intermittent fast too. And they totally support it. As do carnivores and ketos. We do intermittent fasting. It is a big, big deal that everybody kind of start doing that. It does help fix the appetite and the metabolism and the digestion and all the other little things that come along with it. Intermittent fasting is huge. I do that more. I will intermittent fast probably more so without divergence than I will like eating bread because I want an egg sandwich and I want one a week. At the same time, I can sit there and wolf down 4 boiled eggs, no big deal. But I'm not going to do that. There's going to be a 16-hour break or more before I eat again, kind of thing. I'm going to eat one major meal a day. At most. A snack after about 12 hours, and then maybe eat a major meal. That's intermittent fasting. That's how this raw food couple functions. It's all nutrient based, and that is what they are trying to hit home. Your choices and your health, everybody is different. Everything's going to overlap. You got to do what works for you. Period. If you're an epileptic, you got to stay with the whole meat. Otherwise, you're going to be having seizures. It's triggered by sugar. You must, because your life depends on it, stay away from sugar if you are an epileptic. Period. That's known. And there's other, neurological conditions that are kind of starting to discover that the less carbohydrate, the better the function. And the less episodic. These two people, they seem to be quite neurotypical and, generically with it. And very healthy. Very, very healthy. And they look fantastic for their age. No shade. But I found it fascinating that two opposite ends of the spectrum have one major area that they do agree on. And it was great. It was kind of like, my faith in humanity has been restored. Yes. So, pick your diet wisely. Peace out.